Hello, welcome to the introductory class of business law. I hope you're having a wonderful day and let's begin, all right? Okay, so in this first introductory class, we're going to go over what is business law, the formation of our legal system, the branches of our law, and we're going to have a short quiz of your understanding, whether you guys learned anything new today or was this a waste of time? I'm kidding. Okay, so what is business law? Well, first of all, business law deals with anything from the start of the business to the end of the business. For example, tax filing, filing bankruptcy, employment, sales, all right? So basically, business law is the study of the legal system, which goes into making a business. A business can be it's a way of describing something that earns money. All right. So, for example, a couple of examples of businesses obviously are I don't know, Google, Microsoft, Kohl's, Macy's, Walmart. All of these corporations which sell something to make profit, and yeah, and there's a lot of legal system that goes into them standing up and hiring thousands of employees, getting tax benefits, paying taxes. So all of that comes under the study of business law. Okay, so first, before getting into like the main gist of what business law is and how everything works, let's first figure out the formation of our legal system. So there's one extremely important document that was instantiated in the past, and that was the Judiciary Act of 1789. All right. So in this act, we had the establishment of all judicial courts, which basically means that every single court you go to, or like a law establishment within your city or your state, was all enacted within the Act of 1789. This was an extremely important act so that businesses could appeal to court and they could ask for bankruptcy, ask for the tax filing money. All of this, all of these businesses that have become so huge could not have been possible without this act. Secondly, this act also made the district court, which basically means that a business won't have to travel as far in order to appeal their reasoning. They could go to their local city council and start their process, which could eventually lead up to the Supreme Court. But this helped a lot of local businesses grow out, which is another 17% of our U.S. economy. All right, local businesses, 17%. That's how you remember that. Finally, they created the position of the Attorney General. So what this person basically did was he is the person who helps represent these businesses into the court. And without these people, it would be extremely tough for these businessmen to focus on their own work if they have to focus on these legal justices. Hence, they would have to spend more money in education, such as law, and that would become another finance for a lot of human beings, which could have led to a less explosionary business environment in the modern society. Okay, so next let's switch our gears into the branches of law. Okay, so obviously you guys should know what the branches of law is, but before getting into like um, the main gist of what business law is, we should know the branches because it will be a huge part of our studies later on in the curriculum. So there are three main branches, okay? There's a legislative branch, executive branch, and judicial branch, okay? So in a nutshell, the legislative branch makes the laws, the executive executes the laws, and the judicial interprets the laws. However, we do have to get a bit deeper understanding of what these branches are than just these three words, okay? So the legislative branch consists of the Congress, and in the Congress, they have the House of Representatives and the Senate, okay? So the Senate is consisted of 100 people, and you get that by multiplying the states by 2 because each state gets their own representative, and the House of Representative depends on the population of your state. So, for example, Texas and California all have around 50 representatives. However, Delaware, New Hampshire, Florida, all of them have a lot smaller portions. And all they do is they think of new laws that would help the society, and these new laws really affect the way business works. For example, I'm sure you guys have heard about Sundar Pichai and Satya Nadella and Google, Microsoft having like their what do you call it? Their legal corporation system all connected to whatever the legislative branch does. So that's an example of how these are so important towards businesses. Secondly, it's the executive branch which executes the laws. They make sure that the laws are being followed orderly. This consists of the president, the council of the president, and a part of the bureaucracy. The bureaucracy is nothing but another like smaller systems which help enforce like smaller sections of the laws. For example, you have the gun laws, okay, that could come under a bureaucracy. Finally, is the judicial branch. This is what I was talking about before, like the Judiciary Act. So all they do is they interpret laws and make sure that the laws, what the legislative branch are implementing, are in fact constitutional, and whether any mishap is legal or not. So that's the main purpose of the judicial branch. Okay? Now, it's time for a short quiz, all right? So the short quiz is only going to consist of things that we just went over, and keep in mind that this is an introductory class, so this first video is simply getting you started with what basic business law is and some legal or historical facts that you should know before getting into the main curriculum of the class. So these are the questions. At this point, you should pause the video, get a piece of paper, or in your mind, you should go over these questions. We did cover all of these questions in our video just now, so you should get these right. All right. If you don't, just go back, rewatch the video, and you should do fine. Okay. So hopefully you paused the video and you looked over these answers. So let's quickly go back. So again, business law is anything that deals with anything from the start to the end of the business. The four parts of the Judiciary Act, and the 3 branches of government. All right, so hopefully this was a good introduction to what business law is, a couple of historical facts, and yeah, thank you.